Back here at Comerica Park in downtown Detroit on a cool evening for baseball here in the Motor City. We wrap up 2011 with the playoffs looming. The Tigers hoping to end the regular season with a victory here tonight. We'll check out the starting lineup for the visiting Cleveland Indians. Presented tonight by the Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. Kosuke Fukudome leads it off. Then Jason Kipnis at second base. Asdrubal Cabrera back in the lineup tonight playing short. Travis Hafner, the DH. Carlos Santana will catch. You've got Shelley Duncan in left. In your bottom three is Hanahan, Laporta, and Ezekiel Carrera. Here is the scouting report on Tigers right-hander Rick Porcello, presented tonight by Ace Hardware.
Well, final tune-up for Rick Porcello. He is slated to get the ball in Game 4 of the division series, if there is a Game 4. And Rick may as well just keep it rolling. He's been tremendous in his last 7 starts. The Tigers have gone 6-1 in those outings. Let's take a look at the Beaumont Health System defensively alignment. It's Delman Young in the outfield. It's Jackson in center. You have Don Kelly in right. Bedamine, Peralta, Santiago Cabrera in the infield. Alex Avila, he's behind the plate. And we told you that Rick Porcello is on the mound here tonight.
And Ricky looking for his 15th win of the season. He would join Scherzer and Verlander as the Tigers that would have reached that mark this year.
Another Tiger starter that has made every single one of his starts this year, and it's one of the reasons why the Tigers are headed to the postseason.
So we're ready for baseball tonight as Kosuke Fukudome leads it off for the Indians. Fukudome, Kipnis, and Cabrera. Still some clouds in the area. The lights are on, and our game time temperatures in the upper 50s tonight. Porcello set to go to work. And the first pitch of the ball game is on the way. It's a strike called on Fukudome. To be exact, it is 58 degrees at game time. Fukudome is 1 for 8 in the series. And he looks at a ball outside, 1-1.
And Fukudome has not done all that well against Tigers pitching since the Cleveland Indians acquired him from the Chicago Cubs.
That's in there, a strike, 1-2. Fukudome batting just a .196 against Tigers pitching this year. In the leadoff slot for Manny Acta. Here's the 1-2 pitch. He got him, strike 3. Fukudome is caught looking. It's a nice way to start this one tonight. 1 gone.
This is going to be a nice challenge here tonight for Porcello as we take a peek at that nice two-seam fastball that ran right back over the heart of the plate. Manny Acta has taken the luxury, like most managers when Rick is on the mound, of having a lot of left-handed bats in his starting lineup, and that's one of the areas where Porcello has struggled this year. And he may as well take a step forward in that regard tonight.
So Jason Kipnis will stand in, 1 for 8 in the series. But he has had really good numbers against Porcello, 4 for 5 with a home run. Kipnis has had pretty good numbers overall against the Tigers since coming up. Rick missing outside, 2-0 on Kipnis.
Here's the numbers I was talking about regarding Porcello. Left-handers hit him at a .324 clip. Right-handers just .252.
In there for a strike, 2-1.
But one of the things that Rick has done lately, he has started to throw that good firm fastball inside to some of the left-handers. And then he gets them looking for that pitch and simply goes back outside with a good sinker or even a changeup on occasion.
That's low and in, 3-1 on Kipnis. Kipnis at .275 at the big league level. On deck is Asdrubal Cabrera, who did not play last night. There's a check swing strike call. Dan Bellino is our home plate umpire tonight. Fill the count at 3-2. And a slow roller towards short, right at Johnny Peralta. Kipnis is out, 2 gone.
One thing the Tigers infielders do know when Rick Porcello is on the mound, there's going to be plenty of activity. He has been a really good ground ball thrower since coming to the major leagues.
Rick has posted double-digit wins in each of his first 3 major league seasons. Here's Asdrubal Cabrera. Played in the first game of the series, was 1 for 3, batting .274. And that's in there, a strike, 0-1. been an amazing year for Cabrera when you consider that he had 29 RBIs last year, 92 this year.
Career season, as you mentioned. He's only going to get better.
The 0-1. 1 ball, 1 strike.
A lot of power in that bat. Athletic at that shortstop position. Strong throwing arm.
Now Porcello's 1-1. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Asdrubal Cabrera. Rick in search of the 1-2-3 inning. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Cabrera strikes out, and it is indeed a 1-2-3 frame. On our way to the bottom of the first. A heated conversation with home plate umpire Dan Bellino. What the source is, we're not sure. He apparently threw somebody out of the game.
Was it Manny?
It may have been Manny. It's not Cabrera because Asdrubal went out to short. Well, there's the last pitch to end the inning, and now watch the umpire.
Somebody said something from the dugout, and there he is. He tossed somebody.
So we'll wait and see if it's indeed Manny Acta. He came out and argued vehemently. And Dan Bellino tossing somebody here in the first inning. This is what took place in between innings. So somebody's been ejected. We're assuming it's Manny Acta. We'll wait and see. I'll get you the official word. It is officially Manny Acta.
Manny ran the last day of the year.
In the first inning. Here come the Tigers now as we go to the bottom of the first inning. No score. And Austin Jackson leads it off against Zach McAllister. Jackson, then Benamit, then Young. Wave and a miss. No balls, 2 strikes. Here's the 0-2. Swinging a tip into the glove for strike 3. 1 gone. Here's the rest of the Tigers lineup presented by Big Boy tonight. You saw Jackson. He's followed by Benamit and Young in the lineup. Cabrera, Martinez in the middle along with Avila. And then the bottom 3 tonight, Peralta, Kelly in right, Santiago playing second base. 1 gone for Wilson Benamit. Tiger third baseman batting in the 2 slot, hitting .281. Wilson last night 1 for 3. He launched a mammoth home run to right field. The 0-1 pitch. Pulled and fair down the first base line. Benamit rounding the bag. He's going to second. And Wilson is in with a stand-up double. 1 on, 1 out. Well, the Bernstein advantage brings you the scouting report on young Zach McAllister. Get the Bernstein advantage. We go to bat for you.
Well, number 4, it is the 4th career start for McAllister, and he really earned this call up in AAA. He was tremendous this year, 12-3 with a sub-4 ERA.
And the Tigers off and running early in this one. A chance to get a quick run here as Delman Young stands in. Delman's had a big series, 5 for 9.
That was a good sign to see Bettamy get the double after hitting that ball right down the first baseline. He's not running at 100%, but that's not what they need from him. They need his bat.
High fly ball center field. Carrera going back. The runner will tag. Bettamy coming to third base, and he's in there.
Let's take a look at the Cleveland Indians defensively. It's always presented by Tim Hortons. It's Duncan in left. It's Carrera in center. Fukudomi is in right. Hanahan, Cabrera, Kempness, Laporta in the infield. And behind the plate is the very talented switch hitter with power, Carlos Santana.
So here's Cabrera now with 2 outs and a runner at third base. Miguel has hit safely in his last 8, chasing the batting title on the final day of 2011. And he hits a ground ball to short. Should get McAllister out of the inning. And it does. So the Tigers are done. No runs, a hit, 1 left. We go to the second. Brought to you by Comerica Bank. Strength and stability since 1849. And by Ram. Stop by Ram Power Days today at your local Ram dealer. Cool evening here in the Motor City as we bring you our final telecast of the 2011 season. You're looking at bench coach Tim Tolman now, who will take over the reins with the ejection of Manny Acta. Tim Tolman in his final season as the bench coach for the Indians. He will be stepping aside at the end of this year as Travis Hafner takes a ball up high. 1 ball to no strikes. Tim Tolman battling Parkinson's disease, and so the plan next year is to have Sandy Alomar Jr. replace him as the bench coach.
That's unfortunate. I've known Tim Tolman for a long time, back to our playing days in the minor leagues. He spent a lot of time in the Astros organization. He managed Manny Acta in the minor leagues, as a matter of fact, and Acta has said that Tim Tolman was his mentor while Manny was in the minor leagues as a manager in the Houston Astros organization.
In fact, when Manny took over the Indians after the 09 season, Tim Tolman was the first coach that he hired.
He also worked for Manny when Manny was managing the Washington Nationals, so they have a lot of respect for one another.
Hafner, Santana, Duncan here in the second, scoreless game. That's in there for a strike. 3-1 on Travis Hafner. Porcello had a 1-2-3 first inning featuring a couple of strikeouts. There's the 3-1 pitch. Fouled back out of play. Hafner had a rip. 3-2.
Well, you have to believe that the Cleveland Indians will contend for the division next year once they get all their healthy pieces back. Brantley in the outfield, Sizemore in the outfield, Chu in the outfield to go along with some of the young talent they have. Chisenhall, Kipnis.
Of course, they made the big deal for Jimenez, and if they can get him turned around, pitching like the ace he was in Colorado last year, he'll be in pretty good shape. 3-2 is hit on the ground to second. In short right field, Santiago has it. 1 out. So 4 straight retired by Rick Porcello. Now Carlos Santana. He's one of the pieces that has Indian fans excited for the future. Santana, 27 home runs this year. Santana this year established the single season record for home runs by an Indian switch hitter with 27. He broke the old mark of Victor Martinez's 25.
Talked about it last night. The ball makes a totally different sound off of Santana's bat. He has a lot of power. Batting average is low, but he will get better in that regard. 5'11", 190 pounds, out of Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic.
0-2. Santana had his season cut short last year with a knee injury. He's awaiting an 0-2 pitch and instead steps out.
And because of that knee injury, there's been some talk that they may make him their everyday first baseman in the future. Don't know if that will be 2012 or not, but they have talked about that.
1-2 on Santana. He fouled that one off in on his hands that time.
Santana is just the 8th Indian in their history to have 30 or more doubles, 25 homers, and 90 base on balls in a season. So that puts him in some rare company. The Indians have been playing forever.
Here's the 1-2. Inside, back him out of there. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
That's how you have to pitch him. You can't let him extend his arms or his hands. We've seen him get loose in this series with a couple of bullets to center field. One Jackson ran down, the other one for a double.
Chopper hit to the right side on the short hop. Nice backhand by Cabrera.
Hey fans, coming up this weekend on Tigers Weekly, it's your chance to take another look at the top moments and performances of the Tigers' division-winning regular season. Tigers Weekly Best of 2011 comes your way Friday at 6 p.m. and Saturday at 10:30 a.m. on Fox Sports Detroit.
Been asked so many times this year, what was your favorite moment from 2011? And I keep going back to that Jackson throw out at home plate to end the ball game here at Comerica from center field.
So many.
But there are so many walk-offs.
Jackson brought back a couple of home runs too. Verlander no hitter.
Shelley Duncan the batter. The 0-1. In there for a strike. Here's that play. There's nothing like ending a ball game on a throw from center field and the final out at home plate. And Jackson was fired up, so were the Tigers.
That's about the time the team started to roll.
Defense can help you win games. The 0-2 is on the ground to short. Peralta ranging left. Duncan is out. Another 1-2-3 inning for Rick Porcello. 6 up, 6 down. the bottom of the second. And they will have Victor Martinez leading it off. Martinez, then Avila, and then Peralta facing the right-hander Zach McAllister. Only 23 years old. Victor in the series 4 for 7. Missed it low 1-0. Martinez on the homestand with 8 hits. This series he's had 4 of them. Tigers have had a boatload of extra base hits in this series.
Well, if Cabrera goes on to win his first batting title, give Victor Martinez a lot of credit. Batting behind Cabrera all season long. Managers sometimes have been reluctant in walking Cabby because of Victor. Therefore, Cabrera has been able to do what he has done this year.
What he's done is a lot of damage. 102 RBIs. Second behind the 105 posted by Cabrera. The 2-1. 2-2 on Victor. Tigers certainly primed for the postseason. Their offense is clicking. 18 hits in game 1, 12 more in the ball game last night. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Inside, 3 balls, 2 strikes. McAllister, originally a 3rd-round pick of the Yankees, was acquired by the Indians in a trade for Austin Kearns last July. Here's Avila waiting on deck. 3-2 pitch. Chop foul. Really difficult for managers, especially when you clinch with about a week and a half, 2 weeks to go, to make sure your guys stay healthy. Yet you can't sit them for 2 weeks. You have to get them playing time. You've got to get everybody involved. But boy, you just hold your breath.
That's right. And Jim has done a marvelous job of that the last couple of weeks. And really making sure guys have stayed sharp and getting all the role players plenty of at-bats.
Ground ball, right side and through. It's scooted by Kipnis. Second hit for the Tigers tonight.
We've seen Dirks get quite a few at-bats lately. We've seen Don Kelly get quite a few bats lately. Rayburn's gotten some at-bats, and no one hits the ball harder through the infield than Cabrera and Martinez. They hit balls that look like they're going to get gobbled up, and they are just drilled through the infield. You have to have a lot of respect for Victor, because really he has gone out there for about 4 months with a bad knee. Not really able to run, but it really hasn't affected his hitting. Not running all that well, of course, but running's not part of his game. But the fact that he's playing in that kind of pain every single day.
Well, usually they say this time of the year nobody's 100%. Victor very rarely, if at all, this year has been 100%. But he will be a big part of the Tigers' success once postseason rolls around, beginning on Friday. They play behind him defensively. Chop foul. 1 ball, 1 strike on Alex Avila. 2 out of 6 in the series for Alex, who figures to do all of the catching in the postseason. Which will begin on Friday. The Tigers just don't know yet whether or not they'll be in New York or if they're hosting. So they came to the ballpark with their bags packed today just in case.
What a turnaround it has been for Avila, who struggled for the most part last year offensively, hitting .296 this year with 19 homers and 81 RBIs.
He's played 40 more games this year than last year. And it's just off the plate.
And the only reason why he got that many reps last year is that Gerald Laird struggled so much offensively. So Avila had to grow up in a hurry.
And that he did, all the way to the All-Star game this year. Avila is ahead of the count, 3-1. He has walked 73 times this year.
And these are the counts where Alex has done a lot of his damage this year. Fastball counts.
Drives this one to center. Hit well. Carrera cruising back, though, and it's going to get swallowed up. That had a good sound to it.
When you get yourself in a 3-1 count, it's a predictable fastball count, which means you got to catch the ball out front. And that's exactly what Avila does. Take a look at the balance here. Not a big step. He picks the foot up, then he puts it down in that same spot. And the weight transfer to the front side allows the hands to come through the strike zone in a very quick manner.
One out. That'll bring up Johnny Peralta. Ball one to Peralta. 0 for 4 in the series. 299 for the year. Johnny obviously would love to finish at 300. He's hit 20 home runs this year. Breaking ball is in for a strike. 1-1.
Something very special about finishing above 300 at any point in time for an entire year as a big league player. Looks really nice on the back of that bubblegum card.
That's yanked foul. Well, he's almost 50 points higher this year than he was last year in the average column.
Give Lloyd McClendon a lot of credit for that. In spring training, I don't think Peralta got one hit all spring. I'm exaggerating, of course. But it felt like he didn't get a hit all spring. And it's because he was working with Lloyd. They were working on using the whole field. And he's really benefited from that.
There were some that felt in spring camp that signing Johnny Peralta to come back was not a good move based on the fact that his spring training was not very good.
Sure was.
I mean, there were a lot of people on that bandwagon. The 2-2. That'll get fouled. If you're wondering what the spring numbers were, here they are.
197. No homers, no ribbies.
Did it make any difference at all?
No.
Didn't mean anything? Not at all. Two balls, two strikes. McAllister gave up a double in the first and a single here in the second. Yeah, on his hands that time. It's fouled back into the seats. McAllister, well, his dad is Steve McAllister, who scouts the Midwest for the Arizona Diamondbacks. He grew up in Illinois, in Chillicothe, Illinois. He's a big kid, 6'6", 240. As we mentioned, a third-round pick of the Yankees a few years back. Another breaking ball, and this time Johnny out in front of it. 2-2 the count stays. Missed it inside. Run it full now. 3-2. John Kelly waiting on deck. He'll be next. Breaking ball hammered to the air to right field. Playable though for Fukudome. Two outs. And runner back to first base. By the way, this game tonight is available in crystal clear, stunning high definition on Fox Sports Detroit HD, sponsored by Xfinity from Comcast. Got to bring out all of the descriptions tonight. It's our final game.
Why not? Where has the season gone?
Well, it's been a fun one, that's for sure. And that has made it go a little bit more quickly. Kelly 2 out of 4 in the series. Ball high. Kelly 4 hits on the homestand. He's hit 7 home runs this year, a couple of them in key spots. There's a strike call. 1-1. got to admire what Kelly's been able to do in his big league career, Rod. He's not one of those superstar players. He's just a guy that can play a lot of different positions. He can pinch hit really well and knows his role, and Jim Leyland has loved him from the get-go.
Well, he brings that lunch pail to work every single day and does exactly what he's asked to do. He takes ground balls at all the infield positions. He also works in the outfield during batting practice, and that's one of the reasons why he's been so successful this year. He knows what his role is, and he accepts it.
2 balls, 2 strikes to count. Lifted back out of play. Two and 2 on Don Kelly. Bet he'll be on the playoff roster, which, by the way, has to be turned in at 10 a.m. tomorrow. Jim Leyland will have to announce his 25 men for the first round.
And some of those decisions will be difficult for Jim, at least the final decisions.
McAllister strikes out Kelly, ending the inning, his second strikeout of the game. And by Planters, taste peanut butter as only Planters could make it. Rod and Mario. I see you, big fella, Cabrera. That's one big word right there. I see you, big fella, Cabrera.
Nice sign.
Very good sign. Got some glitter going there, by the way.
For sure.
Hey, by the way, you can vote for your Tigers McDonald's player of the game. Maybe it will be Cabrera. It's brought to you by the Big Mac tonight. Using your cell phone, text Tigers followed by a space, then the player's uniform number to 37338, or vote online at foxsportsdetroit.com. So Porcello back to the hill. It'll be Hanahan, Laporta, and Carrera, the 7, 8, 9 in the lineup for Cleveland. And Porcello misses low, 1-0. Hanahan batting .246. Last couple of times we played the Indians, last couple of series, it's been all Chisenhall at third base. Hanahan back out there tonight. He shoots one toward left field, slicing away from Young. It's going to drop foul. 1-1. Been a decent second half for Hanahan. 3-10 in the second half of 2011. Got out to a great start this year for the Indians.
Offensively and defensively, he has played stellar third base this year for Manny Acton.
Here's the 1-1. Bouncing ball to the right side, and then to his right, Santiago. One out, 7 straight retired. Back to the studio we go for a game break. Here's Mickey York. All right, we'll keep our eyes on those scores. Boston and Tampa tied for the wild card. They would have a 1-game playoff if they remain tied. We'll play that off tomorrow.
You know, it's a lot of knots in the stomachs of all those players and coaches and managers.
Well, as Terry Francona said before the game today, if you're not excited about coming to the ballpark today, you don't have a pulse. The 1-0 pitch is high. 2-0 on Laporta. Laporta has hit safely in 8 straight. 249 average this year, and he takes a ball outside. 3-0. Porcello with the 3-0 pitch. He missed it high. That's ball 4. First walk of the game for Rick. First base runner of the game for the Cleveland Indians. Here is Ezequiel Carrera. Of course, later on tonight as well, the Rangers playing in Anaheim against the Angels. Tigers would need a win here tonight and a Texas loss to finish with the second best record, win the tiebreaker there, and start at home in the playoffs. 0-1.
Don't exactly know what the plan is for Carrera in the future for the Cleveland Indians, but I do know this: once he starts to hit the ball on the ground, and once he starts to bunt every now and then for base hits, he will do much better as far as that 242 batting average, and he will take advantage of the speed that he has. He has great speed.
1-1. Yeah, great stolen numbers this year down in the minor leagues.
He's also stolen 10 bases in the big leagues in 15 attempts.
He was acquired in a trade from the Seattle Mariners. And he tried to hold it, went around. You know, the Indians have done well in dealing with the Mariners. They got Shin-Soo Choo from them, and they got Asdrubal Cabrera from the Mariners. And now Ezequiel Carrera.
Certain teams have really good relationships with one another, and it always seems like those two teams, because they do business so frequently, the deals are always even.
Line drive, left side, fair ball. It's going to go to the corner. Chugging to third base is Laporta. Let's see if they send him. They're going to try and score him. Laporta coming around, and he will score. Tag at third, not in time. Triple for Ezequiel Carrera, and there's that speed you spoke of. 1-0 Cleveland.
Really good at bat here by Carrera. Doesn't try to do too much, doesn't overswing, basically takes what's given to him, and he hits the ball in the left field corner. And very seldom do you see guys get triples on balls that are hit down the line in left field, but this guy can pick them up and put them down, and gets in there just ahead of the throw and the tag by Betemit.
Third triple of the year for Carrera. Now the infield coming in for the Tigers. Only one out for Fukudome, who struck out to start the game. And he looks at strike one. One out walk by Laporta. Carrera then tripled in the run. And now Fukudome trying to score him. Inside, 1-1 strike. Fukudome came in batting .252. Good block by Avila. 2-1 strike. Porcello trying to win his 15th. It's been a while since the Tigers have had 3 pitchers on their staff with at least 15 wins in a season. 1987, Frank Tanana, Jack Morris, Walt Terrell. Swing and a miss. 2-2.
And good two-seam fastball there by Porcello at 92 miles an hour. You can't get hurt in this area, and even if he does put the ball in play, he's going to hit it at one of the infielders, and where they're playing, even with Carrera's speed, if he's coming on contact, he wouldn't score. Now Phillip, 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Fukudome, a former batting champion in Japan. In fact, he won 2 batting titles, won 4 Gold Gloves. Kipnis waiting on deck. Now Fukudome given time. Porcello started this game by retiring 7 straight. And then the walk opened the door for Cleveland. Chop foul. And again the 3-2. Struck him out. Fukudome fans for the 2nd time in this game, and 3 overall now for Porcello.
Porcello throwing hard here tonight and a lot of confidence in his fastball. We told you he has had some issues against left-handed batters, but not when you've got a 93-mile-per-hour 2-seamer and you're locating it where he located that last fastball.
There's Kipnis now with 2 outs. Tigers will back up the infield. Kipnis 0 for 1 with a ground out. And he looks at strike 1. Porcello trying to minimize the damage here. Kipnis has showed some power, 7 homers at this level. Hit 16 in the minors last year. And he hits one right back up the middle. Johnny gets back there. His throw is in time. Got him by a step, being over. Tigers give up a run, though. Indians take a 1-0 lead.
Tickets and receive postseason priority for 2011. Call 313-471-BALL, or you can visit Tigers.com.
Well, the Tigers down by a run now as Santiago leads it off and hits a 1-hopper to second base. Kipnis throws him out, and there's 1 away. Oh, my goodness, look at this.
Oh, my goodness. We got pipes, though. A couple of tickets to the gun show.
I'll tell you what, though, it looks like I'm a little bit better shape than you, Rob.
But look at my little bitty legs, though. How can you hold that body up?
I could arm wrestle you right now.
Yeah,
and whoop you.
You look good, too. Arms all crossed.
Now, that took some doing right there. It's going to be an interesting night, partner. I have a feeling.
Yeah, and it's early, too.
Yeah, real early. Cameras are roaming. Jackson the batter, and he fouls it back out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike. Tigers have had a couple of hits, double in the first, single in the second.
McAllister looks good. 2-seam fastball with some life on it at 90 miles an hour. Change up, breaking ball. You talked about he stands 6 feet 6 inches, which means he's throwing downhill. There's some deception there.
Fouled away. Carmona was placed on the disabled list in July, and McAllister was called up. He's had a couple of different stints here with the big club. There's the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, and Jackson goes down swinging again tonight for the second time.
It's a hittable fastball, but it's up in the zone. This is where a lot of teams tend to throw Jackson above the belt buckle.
Third strikeout for McAllister. There's Wilson Betemit. Two-base hit back in the first. Ball one.
Tomorrow we are not going to know what to do, because really for the first time in about 7 months we will not have to be anywhere.
There's that one day every year. It's the first day after the end of the season where you're bewildered. You don't know what to do.
It's like, where do I go? It's 4 o'clock. I have to be somewhere. In your case, about 2:30 down here, though.
Well, it doesn't matter. It's a long day for everybody. Here's a ball to Betemit, 3-0 the count.
Would not be shocked to see Betemit with the green light here. 3 balls, no strikes. He's got all kind of power.
He's taking, and it's a strike call, 3-1.
That ball he hit last night, I really did not know that Betemit had that kind of pop in his bat. I knew he had a little power, but not that kind of power.
Halfway up the seats, out in right field. There's another strike. He was headed to first base. Wilson disagrees.
What does Mr. Fox Track say? Pitch number 5 at the bottom of the zone.
Dan Bellino has already thrown out. Manny active tonight. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Chop foul.
Here's the home run by Betemit last night. Take a look at this swing. Boy, did he lean on this one. Fukudomi in right field didn't even move. Usually that right fielder will give you a little courtesy, a couple steps back.
Betemit's caught looking. He didn't like that one either. Careful, Wilson. 4 strikeouts for McAllister and a 1-2-3 inning. 3 in the books. Lead Tampa now 5-0.
David Price, who is pitching for the Tampa Bay Rays, has not been right since been getting hit on the right shoulder by a line drive about 3 or 4 starts ago. I mean, he got drilled, and it's not his throwing arm, but he really hasn't pitched well since he got hit.
Well, he's gotten hit tonight as well. Only it was Teixeira sending one over the wall into the seats to make it 5-0 in favor of the Yanks. Meanwhile, Boston with a 1-0 lead. So we'll keep track of those games tonight, and also the Texas LA game once it starts in a few minutes. Asdrubal Cabrera, the batter here in the fourth. 1-0 in favor of the Indians. RBI triple by Ezequiel Carrera. Cabrera struck out back in the first. Rick has fanned 3 in this game. Right back up the middle. That'll get into center field. Base hit. So Cabrera has another hit for the Indians. Their second of the night. And now Travis Hafner. Hafner is 0 for 1 with a ground out. 8 RBIs in his last 9 games. Cabrera 17 steals at first base, being held by Miguel Cabrera. And that's line to left field, sinking, base hit. Hafner has a single, and the Indians have 2 aboard here in the fourth.
All 3 hits the Indians have gotten in this game have come from the left-handed swingers, and that's exactly what has kind of been the issue for Rick on occasion. The fact that the left-handers just get really comfortable swings against him.
Well, here comes Santana, another lefty. Santana has 0 for 1 in this game. Technically, Santana switch hitter, batting left-handed. Big swing.
Porcello really has never had issues in these situations. Double play situation. You have a guy in the batter's box that doesn't run all that well, but does have power. He usually works at the bottom of the zone and gets that ground ball and gets the double play. He has done a marvelous job of that since coming to the major leagues. Averages about 1.8 ground balls for every fly ball he throws.
He could use one right now. That's inside to Santana. 1 ball, 1 strike.
I like that pitch. Give Santana something to think about. And by busting him inside aggressively with that 92-mile-per-hour heater.
Way inside. 2-1. Indians themselves had a pretty good night offensively last night. 6 runs on 12 hits.
I don't know how Rick's going to do it, but he can do it one of 2 ways. He can go 2-seam fastball down and away, or he can go change up down and away to get the ground ball that he really needs right now. See where Avila sets up. And the only reason why I say that is because he's really come in hard against Santana on the last 2 pitches.
Outside.
He went change up, but it stayed up.
Shelley Duncan waiting on deck. Leadoff singles by Cabrera and Hafner here for Cleveland. We're in the 4th inning. And a chopper hit to the right side. Cabrera in foul ground. Three and 2. Santana is also 3rd in the American League with 95 base on balls.
Tim Tolman is managing this game. Manny Acta has been kicked out. This is one of the biggest decisions he'll have to make early in this one. Does he start the runners on a 3-2 count with a big swinger in the batter's box, a guy that is prone to strike out? Santana has struck out 133 times this year.
Let's see what the decision is here. Santana came in with 3 home runs career against Rick. Way inside, gets away from the catcher. That's ball 4. So that's going to load him up with nobody out. Second walk for Porcello. That's going to bring a visit now from pitching coach Jeff Jones. 2 singles and a base on balls, and the Tigers are in trouble here in the 4th.
Hey fans, after the game, stay tuned for Tigers Live for reaction, analysis, and highlights from tonight's game. Tigers Live from the Call Sam Studios and the ballpark here on Fox Sports Detroit.
Here are the possible scenarios for the Tigers. Game 1 will be Friday of the ALDS. If the Tigers host, it'll be a 5:07 first pitch. If the Tigers start on the road in New York, it'll be an 8:37 first pitch. So we'll just have to wait and see. That'll all be decided tonight. Tigers trailing Texas by 1 for the second best record.
Not all bad if they do have to go to New York to start the series.
Here's a pop-up. The shortstop is back there. Peralta makes the play. Duncan is out.
If they do start in New York, and they do have that late starting time after a workout tomorrow, because they're not going to get into New York till very late tonight with a workout tomorrow, but the late starting time gives them a little bit more time to rest and prepare.
Dwayne Below beginning to warm up. Yeah, no doubt. And I just get this feeling that the Tigers really don't care where they start.
They don't.
I mean, it'd be nice to start at home. There's no doubt about that. But they're not afraid to go into Yankee Stadium.
When you got Verlander on the mound, that works anywhere.
Absolutely. Here's Hanahan. He bounced out back in the 3rd. Strike 1 on the outer edge.
Because really, once you go to New York, your goal is to win 1 game. Yes, you'd love to win 2, but your goal is to get at least 1 game to get back here.
Here's the 0-1 pitch. Line drive and over the head of Johnny Peralta. That'll get a run in. Only 1. An RBI for Hanahan. Hafner had to hold up to see if that ball would be caught.
It appeared that Hanahan hit that ball right off the end of the bat.
So the Indians have 2 runs on 4 hits. Still only 1 out for Matt Laporta. And Laporta has a base on balls and a run scored. Fouled straight back. 0-1.
A lot of the Cleveland Indians front office personnel felt like this was going to be a breakout year for Laporta. And for the first time, he was able to work out last offseason, which meant he came to spring training 100% healthy. And with the numbers that he had put up in the minor leagues with the Milwaukee Brewers and on occasion in the big leagues, they were expecting bigger things.
Pops this one up. Right field line. Tough play, foul ground. Cabrera can't get there. Long run for Cabrera. 0-2. Well, we've also heard some comments coming out of Maniac as well that perhaps, you know, this is something they'll have to think about in the offseason, what they want to do going forward at first base, whether or not it's Laporta, whether it's someone else within the organization or going outside of the organization.
You have to look at all your options.
Maniac doing a marvelous job this year with this Cleveland team, which got out of the gates very quickly, but they just succumbed to too many injuries. And they have a chance to finish at 500 with a win tonight.
And Manny Acta will get a lot of votes for manager of the year in the American League this year for the way that he led this Cleveland Indians team.
1-2.
Porcello still looking for that ground ball.
Two balls, 2 strikes now on Laporta.
Stay down there.
Ground ball gets him out of the inning here with minimal damage done. He gave up one in the third and now one more here in the fourth. It's fouled off and Laporta stays alive. It is college ball to Florida, where he hit a ton of home runs. Meanwhile, J.J. Hardy has hit a 2-run homer, and Baltimore now leads Boston 2-1.
I have a feeling they will be playing a game tomorrow.
Oh my goodness!
I just have that feeling.
You may be right. Shattered his bat, rolled it toward third. Benamy throws to second high, and he is safe there. Everybody is safe, and a run will score. Well, he got the double play ball, just wasn't executed.
It appeared that Benamy threw this ball flat-footed, and anytime you throw the ball flat-footed from one of your infield positions, you're not going to make a good throw. And he also dropped his arm angle. Santiago did a nice job of getting up to climb the ladder to make a play there, and that looked scary for Santiago. Did not look good. He is lucky he did not get injured here. Coming down and then bracing up against the bag. Very, very fortunate.
Fielder's choice, E5 and an RBI. So now it's 3-0 Cleveland. Base is still loaded, and a swing and a miss by Ezekiel Carrera. Two runs in here for Cleveland. They lead by 3. Popped up a bunt. Right back into the seats. 0-2. Wow, 70 pitches now for Rick. He had retired 7 straight to start this game. Then he gave up a run in the third, and now 2 more here in the fourth. Ground ball hit to short. To second for 1. Relay to first. In time, the double play. Oh, they got a speedy runner, too. So the Indians settle for 2 runs. We go to the bottom of the fourth. Cabrera will bat second. Knights, who were the last pair of Tigers to each hit 40 or more doubles in a season. Last pair of Tigers to do it. That is your question tonight. Miguel Cabrera has done it this year. He will bat second in this inning. The Tigers have two, and that would be Cabrera and Martinez, who were the two to do it before this duo. Delman pops it up, foul ground, right field line, long run. Laporta can't get there.
Apparently it doesn't happen very often, or we would not be asking that question here tonight.
Well, I had a guess, and it was wrong.
You probably guessed the same year I did.
We did, actually. Young Cabrera Martinez in the bottom of the fourth inning. 3 runs, 4 hits. Cleveland. Tigers, no runs, 2 hits. That's popped up foul, back out of play. McAllister has 4 strikeouts, got the Tigers in order in the third. And that's popped up as well. Let's see if it stays in play. Laporta does not have room. Delman fly to center field his first time up. Tigers had a chance in that first inning, a 1-out double by Bettamy, but they stranded him. And another foul, back out of play. Slice to center field. Carrera will not get there, and it rolls by him.
Go, D.
Oh, my goodness. Young is off to the races, rounding second, headed to third. And he is in, standing up.
We got them short, choppy steps. Leadoff triple. This is the type of the play, if you're an outfielder and the ball is hit this sharply and you commit to come in, once you realize that you're not going to make the play, you have to do everything to get your body over in front of the ball to make sure it stays in front of you. Take a peek at these little short, choppy steps. Stride, man.
He can't. He's trying. That's all he's got.
Stretch out.
Ooh, look out. Up and into Cabrera. Pins out of the box.
You can't intimidate the big fella.
They're calling that a single E8. Popped up. Shallow right field. The second baseman, Kipnis. And the runner has to hold. So Cabby tonight is 0 for 2. 1 out. Young holds at third base. One on, 1 out now for Victor. Martinez singled to start off the second, did not score. McAllister trying to pitch out of a jam here. And ball 1 to Martinez. Indians have 4 hits. Tigers have 3. We're in the fourth. 3-0 in favor of Cleveland. Outside 2-0.
Yeah, this next pitch will give us a pretty good idea whether McAllister is just going to pitch around Victor and play for the double play off of Vila's bat. Because if he pitches to Victor, more than likely Victor's going to drive this run in.
Yeah, I mean, it already looks like he's probably doing that right now. And there's a strike.
The backdoor breaking ball.
2-1. Bouncing ball hit to the right side. It's through. Base hit. Victor gets the Tigers on the board. That's his 103rd RBI. It's a 3-1 ball game. So Cabrera 105 RBIs and Martinez 103. Here's Avila. He killed one to center field his first time up, deep center. But Carrera ran down. There's a strikeout. Avila 0-1. Each side now with 4 hits. Indians got a run in the 3rd, 2 in the 4th. Tigers answer with 1 here in the 4th. A bit outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. Avila now 2 for 7 of this series against the Indians. He was going to need a big game to get to 300. His average right now at 295. Good pick up there, or stopped by Santana.
When you call for that breaking ball, you've got one job, and that's somehow get over in front of it and smother it to make sure if the ball does bounce, it stays right in front of you so the runner can't advance 90 feet.
Broken bat roller back up the middle. Kipnis throws to first for the out. And safe at second base, Martinez. Kipnis kind of froze there for a second, not knowing what to do.
I don't know if he gets the double play if he goes to the shortstop Cabrera and then over to first base. Let's take a look at where Avila is when the ball's in the glove of Kipnis. I mean, if he goes to the shortstop right away and then goes back to first base, I don't think they get Avila. The one thing that he could have done is he could have ran Martinez back toward first base and got his momentum carrying back toward first base and then thrown to first, got the out. And then Martinez wouldn't have been able to get to second base.
Yeah, that's a good call.
That's what you have to do on that play.
There's a strike call on Johnny Peralta.
Take one more look at now. What he should do is start running at Victor Martinez to get him going back toward first. He didn't do that, so Victor was still on his way to second, and that allowed Victor to get there safely.
Nice pick up at third by Hanahan. And that's going to be it for the Tigers. They get a run, though, 2 hits, 1 error, 1 man left. Energy. The no wait, no hassle way to a great morning. Visit 5hourenergy.com. Back here at the ballpark at Comerica Park for the final time in 2011. And of course, Comerica will be hosting the playoffs as well this year. As we go to the top of the fifth, the Indians on top of the Tigers by a score of 3-1. And back to the mound goes Rick Porcello. And we echo those sentiments as Fukudome leads it off. It's been a tough night so far for Kosuke. A couple of strikeouts. Fukudome batting .250 on the year. Here is Porcello's 1-0. High fly ball toward left. Delman Young has a beat on this one. 1 out. He's going to bring up Jason Kipnis, who is also 0 for 2. He popped it up into right field. Don Kelly cruising over, coming in, and out number 2. So what's going on in the National League wild card? The Braves and Cardinals, well, they were tied for the wild card, and the Braves are leading 3-1, and the Cardinals are winning.
It's amazing. You have to love the wild card. Implemented in 1995 by Bud Selig. It has been wonderful.
If they play a one-game playoff tomorrow, that would be at 8:07 tomorrow evening. There's a ball outside to Asdrubal Cabrera. Fouled straight back.
Both the Atlanta Braves and the Boston Red Sox had healthy leads in the wild card in the beginning of September and sometime through the month of September. But both of those teams have really struggled down the stretch.
Well, if they were to play that playoff tomorrow, it would be in St. Louis. If Tampa and the Yankees, or Tampa and the Red Sox, I should say, were to play, it would be in Tampa. So a lot to be decided. Here's the 1-2. Inside, 2 balls, 2 strikes on Asdrubal Cabrera. His 92 RBIs this year, the most by an Indian shortstop in a long, long time. 1948. Lou Boudreau had more than 100 that year. Ball high, 3-2.
Not many shortstops driving in this many runs these days. I mean, Tulowitzki is probably the only other shortstop doing this kind of damage from an offensive standpoint that I could think of.
Well, he's not going to get to 100, but 92 right now is awfully good. 3-2. We saw Tulowitzki in interleague play this year, and boy, did he play.
One of the best players in baseball.
Three and 2 on Asdrubal Cabrera. We're in the 5th inning.
He's pretty good too.
Pulled foul. Porcello ran into a couple of bumps, gave up a run in the 3rd, 2 in the 4th after retiring 7 straight to start this contest. And the 3-2. Foul back. Rick gave up 3 runs in 7 innings of work against the Orioles. Got a no decision. The Tigers won that game, though, in 11. There's a bouncer to second. Easy play for Santiago, and it's going to be a 1-2-3 inning. Tigers baseball tonight on Fox Sports Detroit, presented by Bell Tire.
items are authenticated by Major League Baseball. Call 313-471-2064 or visit tigers.com/authentics.
Bottom of the fifth inning right now, 3-1 in favor of the Indians here in the final game of the regular season. It's Don Kelly leading it off, then Santiago, and then Jackson. 1 ball, 1 strike. Kelly hits one of the air toward left center field. Here comes Carrera, and it's going to drop right in front of Duncan instead, who fires it back in.
Thought Duncan was going to have a chance to catch that ball in left field because the natural slice off the left-handed bat of Kelly was carrying the ball back to him, but he wasn't able to make the play. Looked like he broke back on the ball as well.
Tigers had their 5th hit. Here comes Santiago. Tigers trying to close out the year on a 4-game winning streak and 95 victories. They can come back tonight. Bouncing ball back towards second. Could be 2. Kipnis, Cabrera, and there is a double play. 4-6-3.
Don Kelly with real good speed got on top of Cabrera, but take a look at where Cabrera releases this ball from. He drops that arm angle. He makes sure that he makes Don Kelly slide. Nice feed as well by Kipnis.
Jackson shoots one foul, 0-1. Meanwhile, this McAllister kid's looked pretty good tonight.
He's looked really good. He had good numbers in the minors. He won 12 games, lost 3, sub-4 ERA. He's used all his pitches.
23 years old, out of Chillicothe, Illinois. 6'6", 240.
You'd have to think that next year going into spring training, he'll have a legitimate shot at cracking their rotation with those minor league numbers.
Right back up the middle. That's going to get into center field. Base hit.
2 outs. More than likely Jackson will be on the move here on the first or second pitch.
He's going to bring up Wilson Benavides, who struck out back in the 3rd but doubled his first at bat.
Jackson has 22 steals this year. He's only been caught 5 times. No other Tiger has more than 5 steals.
Ball outside, 1-0.
I did not know that. I knew they didn't have a running team, but I did not know that Brennan Bosch with 5 is second to Jackson's 22.
Honestly, I didn't know that either. Outside, 2 balls, no strikes.
They've only stolen 49 as a team. I don't think I have to really look. I think that might be dead last in the American League.
And the 2-0. Low, 3 balls, no strikes.
Tigers with a total of 49 steals. The next closest total is 81. Really? It's not part of their game.
That is ball 4. And all of a sudden now the Tigers have something brewing here in the 5th. With 2 outs. First walk of the game for McAllister. Here comes Delman Young. Delman hit a single that went all the way to the wall after Carrera tried to make a play on it. He ended up at third base and scored on the single by Martinez. Here comes Tim Belcher, the pitching coach for the Indians. He'll make a trip out to the mound. Well, Fox Sports Detroit gets you ready for a hockey season with Red Wings Premier Weekly from Sunday, October 2nd through Saturday, October the 8th. Enjoy our Red Wings season preview, encores of memorable games from last season, the opening 2 games of the upcoming season, and other Red Wings themed programming. It's Red Wings Premier Week. It is starting Sunday here on Fox Sports Detroit.
Well, Delman Young put on a Tigers uniform for the first time on August 15th in his very first at-bat against his former team, the left-hander Francisco Liriano. He played long ball. So Delman got off to a good start in his new uniform, and he really hasn't stopped hitting since.
Eight of his 12 home runs coming in a Tigers uniform. He's got the tying runs on the bases now with 2 outs. High fly ball left field. Duncan coming in, and that will end the inning. Tigers threaten, do not score. They leave a pair, and we go to the 6th. Of the regular season here in 2011. Tigers need to win to keep their hopes alive for the second best record and perhaps a chance to open up at home for the playoffs. They're down by 2 though as we go to the 6th inning, and Travis Hafner will lead things off for the Indians, and he looks at ball 1. Hafner, then Santana, then Duncan. 1 for 2, singled, scored a run back in the 4th. Here's the 1-0. In there for a strike. 1-1 the count. Here's the 1-1 pitch. And it's low. 2 balls and 1 strike. Hafner earlier this year, back in July, played in his 1,000th major league contest. Porcello ready with the 2-1 offering. Instead, Hafner is given time.
It's a dangerous count here. If you decide to throw Hafner a fastball, you need to make sure you locate it. And the area that you're probably best going at is down and away from Hafner. You don't want to make a mistake inside.
Yanked foul. 2-2. Hafner now 34 years of age, born in Jamestown, North Dakota. And 4 straight years of knocking in over 100 runs for the Indians. 04 through 08. Swing and a miss. He is out of there. Time for a game break now. We go back to the studio. Here's Mickey York. Easy, Mickey. Not just yet. New York is leading, though, in Tampa tonight 6-0, and Boston is leading Baltimore 3-2. Here's a bunt. Porcello, nice barehanded play. Throws! Oh, what a play by Porcello.
Oh, he's a good athlete now. The Tigers have some good athletes on the pitching staff. Verlander's a good athlete. Fister's a good athlete. And take a look at this play by Ricky P. He grabs it and then he flips blindly over to first base and throws accurately to the big fella.
Can't do it better than that.
Yeah, I was getting ready to tell Mickey in the studio, don't quit the day job.
You don't like his singing ability?
No, he's all good. Mick's all good. I just had to throw something in there.
There's Shelley Duncan now with 2 outs. And he rolls one foul. Dustin Pedroia with a solo home run.
How about the year Napoli is having in his first tour of duty in a Texas Rangers uniform? I mean, not to take anything away from Napoli, but do you think the ballpark has anything to do with it?
Well, yeah, I think so. I think a little bit, but he's always been a power guy. He's always been a guy that's hit some home runs.
He got average this year, too, though.
Well, that's true. Yeah, ballpark's got to have something to do with it. That Texas team can really rake. Now that Beltre's back. Checked it. And he went.
Well, there you have it. Ballparks that have yielded the most homers this year. 228 of them at that ballpark in Arlington.
Outside, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
But still a good year. No question about that for Napoli.
We're in the 6th inning here at Comerica. 3-1 is our score. Cleveland got 1 in the 3rd, a pair in the 4th. Tigers answered with 1 in the 4th. Here's the 2-2. High towering fly, foul, way foul. Shelley unloaded on that one and just yanked it.
A couple of weeks ago, Shelley had to leave the club. His mom was battling an illness, and I caught up with him the first day of this series and asked about his mom. He said his mom's doing great.
Good
so
news.
That's good news.
The 2-2 to left field. Delman Young in his tracks. Porcello his 2nd straight 1, 2, 3 inning. Bottom of the 6th coming up.
A couple of innings ago, but an errant throw by Betamine almost cost Santiago getting hurt. It's a clean slide by Hanahan, but when Santiago climbed the ladder and came down with the ball, he was right in the baseline. Coors Light Freeze Cam, always brought to you by your Frost Brewed Coors Light.
Here's our AT&T trivia question again tonight. We're talking doubles. Remember the question, who were the last pair of Tigers with at least 40 or more doubles in a season? And if you guessed Bobby Higginson and Davy Cruz back in 2000, you are a winner.
Davy Cruz.
And Bobby Higginson, yeah, I wouldn't have got that. Nor did I get that. Cabrera Martinez this year have each had 40 or more doubles. And it'll be Cabrera leading it off.
So if the Boston Red Sox happen to have to play game 163 tomorrow, those numbers for Adrian Gonzalez, who is chasing Cabrera in the batting title, would count, wouldn't
Absolutely, yeah. That's a good point. There's a little pop-up. Gets flared, might drop, and it will. Fair ball. It's a leadoff single for Cabrera.
I don't think he's catchable right now, though, as far as the batting title is concerned.
Well, it was going to take a big night for Gonzalez and a poor night for Cabrera. It was doable. Here are the updated numbers right now. 343 to 338 for Young, and Gonzalez at 338. So you're right, though. If Boston does play another game, Gonzalez has, well, in effect, could have 4 more at bats. In the meantime, tying run comes to the plate now. It's Victor Martinez. Two for two for Victor. Single in the second, single in the fourth. Joe Smith is in, and the wall side window's pitching change for the Indians.
What a year it has been for Smith. In 71 games, a 1.77 ERA. The opponents are hitting just 208 against him. Only 19 walks in 66 innings. Outstanding year for Joe. And really, that bullpen for Maniac has been outstanding all year long. They've had some guys have some good years down there.
Well, they got 5 good innings tonight out of McAllister, and he will turn things over to that good bullpen.
Castano had a good year. Perez pitched well.
Line drive, base hit left field, and now Martinez 3 for 3. And the Tigers coming back now. They've got 2 men on, nobody out.
Victor could just hit a little two-seam fastball from that arm slot that Smith throws from. And you know that when that ball leaves his hand, that's where the ball is going to end up at. And Victor doesn't try to pull that ball, simply takes it the opposite way.
Tigers now have 8 hits. That Indians bullpen, by the way, an ERA of 3.66. Avila hits a ground ball, fair ball, inside the bag at third. Here comes Cabrera rounding third, he'll score. Martinez coming to third base. He is safe at third.
Great hustle by Victor.
Sounded like a broken bat single for Avila.
It's awfully special to watch these 3 hitters that have come to the plate in this inning. Cabrera base hit the opposite way. Victor base hit the opposite way, and then you have Avila going down the third baseline the opposite way to drive in 1, and great hustle by Victor Martinez, who was on first, able to scoot over it to third base.
Now the tying run at third, the go-ahead run at first, Avila's 82nd RBI of the year. And Johnny Peralta takes strike 1. Three runs on just 4 hits for the Indians. The Tigers 2 runs on 9 hits. Fly ball left field. Duncan cruising back. Runner will tag. Duncan's throw coming into second base. Tied up 3-3. Peralta gets an RBI. New ball game. 85 driven in for Peralta. Now Kelly with 1 out. In there for a strike, 0-1. So McAllister gives up 1 run through 5 frames, and Smith comes in. He's allowed a couple of runs here in the 6th. Down 1 for 2, single strikeout. Checked it. Strike call. 0-2. Sales outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Foul back. 1-2. The count stays on Don Kelly. Joe Smith, born in Cincinnati. He is 27 years old. Last couple of years up with the big club. Appeared in 53 games last year. And Smith a big part of their pen this year. High 2-2. 71st appearance for Smith. You get to the 70 mark out of the bullpen, you've been pitching it a lot of games. Missed it outside. 3-2.
And especially to have the kind of numbers that he has posted this year. Very few hiccups.
So 3-2 now. With a runner at first, 1 out. Runner going. Foul back.
And there's that trust factor with Jim Leland and Don Kelly to put the ball in play. In a 3-2 count, starting Avila from first base.
Zach Putnam warming up.
That's a local kid, right?
Ann Arbor Pioneer High School. University of Michigan. Oh, Avila is picked off. He was leaning.
That's a mistake there by Avila. The one thing that you really can't do here is try to be too aggressive with your lead in trying to steal a base when all you're hoping for is for the hitter to put the ball in play so you can stay out of the double play. He was too aggressive.
And the 3-2. Grounded foul. Santiago waiting on deck. Tigers answer here in the bottom of the 6th with RBIs from Avila and Peralta. Fouled away again. Nine Tigers hits in this game, 4 for the Indians. And he missed it outside, ball 4. Kelly on for the second time. Bring up Santiago. Santiago hit into a double play his last time up, 0 for 2. And he looks at ball 1. Two 2-0 on Santiago. Been a rocky inning for Smith. 3 hits, a sac fly, and a walk. He has picked off a runner, though. Outside. 3-0 on Santiago. Jackson on deck. There's a strike call. 3-1. He walked him, and now Smith has walked 2. In fact, he's walked the 8 and 9 men in the lineup. Now the Tigers trying to take the lead here. They will have Austin Jackson strolling in.
Well, if you're Austin Jackson, there's a fine line. Obviously, he has walked a couple of batters, but if he throws that first pitch fastball over the plate, you might as well be swinging at it and try to find a gap somewhere. You don't necessarily have to take the first pitch just because a guy's walked a couple. Not with that runner in scoring position. Hey fans, tomorrow afternoon at 1:15 Eastern, log on to foxsportsdetroit.com for a live Tiger playoff preview webcast featuring Art Regner, Mike O'Hara, Dana Wakiji, Dave Dye, and special guests. They'll also take your questions via live chat session. That's the Tigers playoff preview tomorrow at 1:15 exclusively on the web at foxsportsdetroit.com.
So here's Jackson now with runners at first and second and 2 outs here in the 6th. And Austin looks at a strike. 0-1. Tigers in the series are 15 for 38 with men in scoring position. Of course, they pounded out a big win a couple of nights ago, 14-0. That's rolled to third base, right to the bag for the force, ending the inning. However, the Tigers able to tie it up. They got the party started with 3 straight hits. Cabrera with a single started things off. Then Martinez and Avila drove in a run. Nine hits. Indians have 3 runs, 4 hits. And Rick Porcello back at the hill after a pair of really good innings. 1-2-3 fifth, 1-2-3 sixth. They are standing for this one here at the ballpark. Nice crowd tonight. Final time the Tiger fans can see their team this season in the regular season. Jack Hanahan leads it off against Porcello. First pitch is high, 1-0. Hanahan singled in a run in the 4th. He's 1 for 2. That's low. 2 balls, no strikes. Rick, in fact, has retired 3, 6, 7, 8 in a row.
He has settled in nicely after having somewhat of a rocky 4th inning.
They got Dwayne Belo warming up in that inning. In case they had to take him out. That ball's hit in the air to left. Delman turns around. It's over his head. Up against the wall. Hanahan is on his way to second. He's in sliding with a double.
And Delman may have been playing Hanahan a little bit too shallow, but I don't think he would have caught that anyway. I think that ball landed on the warning track.
It did. I don't think he had a chance. And here comes Jim Leland.
And the one thing that we noticed about Delman, at least when he first put on the Tigers uniform, is how deep he played.
Yeah. Maybe he would have had a chance. I don't know. It was hit hard. Well, that's going to be it for Porcello. We know that. Tigers want a pitching change here, so Porcello walks off in a 3-3 game, and we'll be back. And he will face Matt Laporta. Laporta swings, sends a ground ball to third. Benavides has it. He'll check the runner. He's going to try and get to third, and Hanahan will get there.
It's a good heads-up play by Hanahan. If you're Benavides, you can't wait too long before throwing the ball to first base. Hanahan plays third base himself, so he kind of knows what's going to happen here, and then he gets a pretty good break off second and makes it over to third safely.
So the infield coming in now for Detroit. Go ahead run at third base.
An impossible squeeze situation with Carrera in the batter's box in the infield in. Albuquerque has a legitimate strikeout pitch. Tim Tolman is managing the Cleveland Indians tonight. Manny Acta was thrown out in the very first inning.
Here are the numbers on Albuquerque this year.
66 strikeouts and 42 in the third innings pitched. I think the Tigers defensively kind of anticipating that it might be a squeeze play as well.
Hanahan at third with one out. Carrera tripled in a run in the third inning, also hit into a double play. First pitch is in for a strike.
It's good to see Albuquerque out on the mound and healthy down the stretch, which means more than likely he will be on that postseason roster. What a year he has had out of that Tigers bullpen out of nowhere.
That last fastball at 96. And it's low.
Alavila, who was the assistant general manager to David Dombrowski, is the one who basically recommended Albuquerque to the organization. They wanted more depth in the minors, but boy, did he give them some depth in the majors this year.
That's true. Swing and a miss. 1-2 on Carrera.
Jim Leland was telling a story about how they got Albuquerque a couple of days ago. There was a lot of teams that wanted his services, but the Tigers were willing to give him a big league contract. And I think that's one of the things and the reason why he landed in a Tigers uniform.
gone from a guy that nobody has really heard or had heard much of to a guy that could be important in the 7th inning in the playoffs.
No doubt about that. Fastball, he could spot it at 97 miles an hour. And the slider's unhittable. And more than likely, that's exactly what he's going to throw here to Carrera. That back foot slider. And if Avila calls for it, he has to make sure he gets over and blocks it. Well, here it comes.
Swing and a miss. See you later. Albuquerque gets his first strikeout.
Legitimate swing and miss slide piece. Looks like a fastball all the way out of his hand. I mean, he's got 97 in his back pocket, so as a hitter you have to respect that. And he throws his slider and it stays on the same plane as the fastball until about the last 5 feet, and that's when the ball starts to disappear down and into the left-handed batters.
So with 2 outs now, here's Fukudome to try and get the run in. And this one gets away from Avila, and the run will score.
It hit him.
Nope, it hit it. There was no word from the home plate umpire Dan Bellino until he finally signaled. That's a break for the Tigers there. Hanahan came streaking in. Let's see where it got him. Back foot.
Looked like it.
So that'll put runners at first and third. Leland out to have a chat. Jason Kipnis will be the hitter. See a rather lengthy chat from the skipper. Leadoff double in the inning by Hanahan. Moves to third on a ground ball. Carrera strikes out. Fukudome's hit. A 3-3 game. Tigers trailed 3-0 in this one. They've since come back. So here is Kipnis with 2 outs. Ball 1. Hanahan remains at third. Fukudome at first. Two balls, no strikes. Kipnis 0 for 3, couple of ground balls and a fly ball. Checked it. Did he go? He did not. And now the count goes to 3-0.
Whew, close. It sure was.
In for a strike. Albuquerque is averaging a shade over 14 strikeouts per 9 innings. He's got Asdrubal Cabrera waiting on deck. Ground ball foul. First base side. Now it's 3-2.
Albuquerque a couple of pitches ago threw a fastball at 97 to Kipnis. And he's also thrown that breaking ball at 87 in this inning.
And a ground ball right side. Cabrera has it. That'll end the inning. Tigers work themselves out of a jam. Albuquerque comes out of the pen. We'll go to the bottom of the 7th.
Hey fans, visit the official online shop of the Detroit Tigers at tigers.com. Browse the largest selection of authentic team gear, including the official Central Division Championship merchandise. It's awfully sweet. Get your team gear straight from the source at the tigers.com shop. Wonder if she got that pacifier from the team shop.
Does it have a Tiger D on it? Didn't look like it.
No.
Well, on a chilly night here at the ballpark, temperature in the mid-50s right now. Tiger fans hoping for a win. It would be the 95th of the year for Detroit. We have a new pitcher on now for the Indians. The local kid, Zach Putnam, is on.
He got a nice little two-seam fastball, nice little breaking ball. We saw him in last night's game. Comes in with a 5.40 ERA and logging 6 2/3 innings with 8 strikeouts, no walks.
First pitch is hammered in the air to right field. It's back. It's deep. Fukudome to the wall. Leaps. Can't get it. Off the wall. Benjamin rounding second. He's coming at third. And he is in there with a triple.
What a good sign that is to see Wilson Benjamin get a triple and a hustling double earlier in the contest.
Going to have a pinch runner now. Danny Worth comes in to take Bename's spot.
Benjamin hitting about 300 against right-handed pitching this year. Takes a little fastball that's inside and rips it off the wall. Fukudome almost made a really great play. The ball came off the wall and came far enough back toward the infield that allowed Benjamin to get around second and also get to third.
Infield in for Cleveland. That is tapped foul down the first base line. So Benjamin with a double and a triple and a walk tonight.
Delman Young is a .316 career hitter with runners in scoring position. And that's why the move when they made it on August 15th was a huge move, because it gave the Tigers one more big bat.
That's 10 hits now for Detroit. Swing and a miss. 0-2. Which means the Tigers have gone double digits in every game in the hit column.
And very important for Delman Young to get it done here, because if he does it, more than likely they will walk Cabrera and try to set up a double play.
Swing and a miss. And Delman will be thrown out. So the strikeout, 2-3. One gone. See if Cabrera gets walked here. It's the up-to-date numbers. Cabrera tonight is 1 for 3, 343 batting average.
Santana looking into the dugout. There has been no sign as to what they want to do, but he's going to squat, and they're going to play the infield in.
And it gets through Santana. Here comes Danny Worth, and the Tigers lead.
Nothing Santana could do here. It's a breaking ball down. He tries to get over and get in front of it. The ball trickles off the right shin guard and goes to the backstop, and that allows Worth to scamper home.
There's a line drive. Fair ball. It'll go to the corner.
Oh, my goodness, Mickey.
Cabrera's on his way to second. And that'll be his second hit of the game.
Miggy.
Double to go with a single.
This crowd loves him. Why wouldn't you? Take a listen to this. And I'm really having a hard time trying to digest why they didn't use walking, really, to set up the double play with a runner on third. And Andy Dirk's coming up, obviously, but it could have been Victor Martinez.
I have no idea. I don't know. It became academic because the wild pitch scored the run, but still.
Well, there would have been no wild pitch.
That's true. That's right. So in the end, the Tigers take advantage of it. Cabrera gets a double. And Tim Belcher is out to have a chat with Putnam. So make Cabrera 344.
I don't think there's any way he could lose the batting title.
Well, again, if Boston plays tomorrow, Gonzalez
had to go 7 for 7.
Well, if he gets up to 340, I mean, it's doable. Not likely, but doable.
And he didn't back into the batting title either.
No, he did not.
Taking all his at-bats, playing all day, every day.
So here is Dirks pinch hitting for Victor Martinez. And he batting .252. Victor was 3 for 3 before coming out. And Santana blocks that one. More action in their bullpen. Rafael Perez warming up. On Dirks. Tigers trailed 3-0. They've come back to take the lead here in the 7th. Way inside, bounces it again. 3-0 on Dirks. Zach Putnam was originally drafted by the Tigers out of Pioneer High School in Ann Arbor. They drafted him in the 38th round back in '05, but he went to Michigan instead and eventually redrafted by the Cleveland Indians. Here's a 3-0. Driven to center field. Carrera is on the run. He'll get there with a reaching catch. Hit it hard. 2 gone. Meanwhile, it's still 1-0 Texas. They're in the top of the 5th in Anaheim. Looks like the Yankees are on their way to beating Tampa Bay, and Boston now has taken the lead over Baltimore. Well, they've had the lead over Baltimore. It's going to be it for Putnam. Tim Tolman will take the baseball from him. We'll be back in a 4-3 ball game here. Top of the 5th, St. Louis is blasting Houston 7-0. So they could be on their way to a 1-game playoff tomorrow. Meanwhile, new pitcher here for Cleveland, Rafael Perez.
Tall, lanky left-hander, also has pitched in 70 games this year with a 3+ ERA, 59 hits he's given up in 62 2/3 innings. Perez has that real good slider. to the right-handed batters, and of course it's really good to the lefties as well. Also fastball not all that bad, about 90 miles an hour, two-seam variety.
Tigers have taken the lead with a run here at the bottom of the 7th. They have 11 hits in this contest tonight. Miguel Cabrera has doubled in this inning, has 2 hits, 2 for 4 as he chases down the batting title.
How would you like to be the traveling secretary of the Boston Red Sox, though? I mean, you had the chance. I mean, you possibly come here, possibly go to Texas, or possibly go to Tampa for one more game.
It's a nightmare, isn't it?
At the beginning of the day today.
An absolute nightmare. As Avila stands in. Alex singled in a run in the 6th inning. He is 1 for 3, one of the 11 Detroit hits.
Alex has decent numbers against left-handed pitching. Not great numbers, but he gets good swings against lefties. They don't overpower him.
Want to know the count on Avila? Now the 1-0. It's high, 2 balls and no strikes on Avila. And Avila steps out, too much time. Cleveland only 5 hits tonight, but they raced down to a 3-0 lead. That has disappeared.
Well, Tigers trying to handle their business. They can only try to win their game and hope that the Angels can beat Texas tonight.
Fly ball left field. Shelley Duncan is under it. And that will end the inning. Tigers able to get another run to take the lead. Tigers baseball presented by Bell Tire. Looking to become the 10th different Tiger to win a batting title. He's at 344, looking to be in great shape. Victor Martinez 3 for 3. His 14th game with 3 or more hits, and Tigers pitching 2 strikeouts shy of tying a team record.
Really?
We'll see if they can get him here down the stretch. As we go to the 8th inning.
Well, Perry has the ability to strike out a batter. He has 24 strikeouts this year, 19 walks in 38 innings logged. Comes in with a 4.25 ERA, and apparently Benoit not available here tonight, or Jim just doesn't want to use Benoit because this is usually Benoit territory.
Asdrubal Cabrera leads it off. And it's hit on a one hop to second base. Soft line. Santiago has it. One pitch, one out.
Benoit did pitch in last night's game. I believe he struck out the side, too.
He did. Here comes Travis Hafner. Single for 3 for Hafner. Driven deep toward left center field. That ball has hit a ton. That ball is off the glove of Delman Young. Hafner is on his way to second, in with a double. His second hit, tying run in scoring position.
He got a Ryan Perry fastball at about 94 miles an hour that was tailing away from him, and that's the way Pronk used to swing it. Oh, right off the glove.
Second time that's happened to Delman in this series. So Hafner lifted for the pinch runner, Cord Phelps.
It's a very difficult play if you're running away from play, but you have to somehow try to turn back to take a look at the ball to watch it in your glove.
Here is Santana. He has a walk tonight, 0 for 2 otherwise. Did not go. Sixth hit of the game for the Cleveland Indians. Here's Perry's 1-0 pitch. Outside, 2 balls, no strikes. Albuquerque came on to put out the fire in the 7th. Now Perry, pitching here to start things in the 8th, has given up a 1-out double. Popped up foul, back out of play. 2-1 on Santana. Indians trying to finish up the season at 500 with a win tonight. They came in at 80 and 81. The Tigers in search of win number 95, and more importantly, trying to get to home field for the ALDS.
What's your read on Perry here in the 8th instead of Benoit? Anything?
2-1 is low, 3-1. I'm not sure. Is Jim giving Perry one final look?
Well, I was thinking the same thing. I wanted to hear you say it, though.
So you didn't want to do it, did you? I'll say it for you.
I agree with you.
He's giving up a double, though, here, trying to pitch out of the jam.
Not going to leave you out there by yourself.
Well, that seems to be the reason. Meanwhile, it's 3-1. And he walked him.
I don't really mind that. I really don't. I mean, he is probably their most dangerous hitter. And you don't want to put the winning run on. But in certain situations, you have to be smart, too.
So Shelley Duncan will stand in with 2 men on and 1 out. Duncan is 0 for 3. Again, the Tigers have to turn their final roster in by 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. And keep in mind, it's the roster for the first round of the playoffs. If the Tigers advance to the ALCS, they can make adjustments at the end of the first round. Here's the 1-0. Duncan waves and misses, couldn't hold up.
It's a good spot to pitch Duncan. And you have to stay away from him. And most of his power is to the pull field. And he even tries to pull the outside pitches.
Vila down to block it. 2-1. Duncan tonight, a ground ball, a pop up, and a flyout. 1 for 11 in the series. He's had a good month of September. 23 RBIs this month. Inside. Now it's 3-1. Meanwhile, Valverde is throwing in the pen along with Wayne Belo. And the 3-1. Popped him up. Headed back to the seats, though, and back out of play. Well, the Angels in Texas tied at 1 now. They're going to the 7th in Baltimore, 3-2 in favor of Boston. And New York leading Tampa 7-0. Three and 2. And he walked him. Well, the bases are loaded. And now Jeff Jones will make an appearance. Perry has walked 2 in this inning now. They'll get a confab on the mound. By the way, it is time now for the Farmers Insurance Report Card. We want to talk about great Tigers fans. They've been really good this year. 2.6 million plus this season, the 7th consecutive season with over 2 million fans. And a salute to the great fans of the Motor City here. 31,645 in attendance tonight. By the way, is the 2.6 plus is the 3rd largest total at Comerica Park history. So here is Hanahan with the bases loaded. He doubled to start off the 7th, but they stranded him. Ball 1 outside. Way outside, 2-0. With the tying run at 3rd and no place to put the batter.
Well, Hanahan, if he is swinging here on the fastball that he's going to get, he's going to get a really good swing at it. It's kind of risky.
Bases loaded with Indians. Tigers lead 4-3 in the 8th. Single and a double and an RBI for Hanahan tonight, the former Tigers farmhand. And he pops it up foul. Worth giving chase out of room. Two balls, 1 strike. Gord Phelps, pinch runner at 3rd. Hafner led off the inning with a double. They've got Santana and Duncan on the bases as well. And the 2-1. Foul straight back.
Hanahan, he knows he missed a really good fastball to hit there.
Two and two on Jack Hanahan. 6.5 years in the Tigers organization before the Tigers traded him back in 2007 to Oakland. And the 2-2. High fly ball, right field. Don Kelly is under it. Runner will tag. Phelps is going to try and score. Here comes the throw, and it is not in time. Sac fly and an RBI to tie the game at 4. Second RBI of the night for Hanahan.
Don Kelly did a very nice job. The ball was hit high enough. It was shallow, but not a real firm throw by Don, and that allowed the base runner to come home and score.
Two gone, and that'll bring up Matt Laporta. RBI for Laporta on a fielder's choice. Breaking ball inside, 1-0. Porcello started this game. He went 6 innings plus 1 batter. Albuquerque got the final 3 outs of the 7th, and Perry on here in the 8th. Ground ball foul. 1 ball, 1 strike. Well, Laporta given time. He steps out. Looks like there's a rain delay in Baltimore tonight with Boston leading at 3-2. How about that to add to the intrigue? The 1-1. Foul tip. 1-2 now on Laporta. Eighth inning, 4-4 tie. The Indians got the leadoff double from Hafner. A couple of walks in the inning for Perry and a sac fly scoring the run. Now Laporta trying to give the Indians the lead. Slow ground ball to short. Johnny Peralta flips to second, inning over. So the Indians settle for 1. They tie it up, leave a pair, and we go to the bottom of the 8th.
some good two-seam fastballs today. Didn't throw very many changes when he did throw it. He located it very nice at the bottom of the strike zone. He also made a really nice defensive play. Santana tried to bunt. He threw the ball blindly, not looking at Cabrera. Cabrera stretched out and made a real nice play. And overall, a real nice line today for Rick.
6 innings, 3 runs, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts. 5 hits allowed. This one will be decided by the bullpens. Vinny Pistano is on now for the Indians.
82 strikeouts and 24 walks in 61 innings this year for Pistano. He had a nice year. Only 4 home runs.
Johnny Peralta is going to lead it off here in the 8th. It's Peralta to be followed by Kelly. And then Santiago. Sac fly RBI for Peralta back in the 6th inning. Johnny's 85th RBI of the year. Sends a high towering fly ball to left. Back goes Duncan to the wall, and it's gone.
I see you, Johnny. I see you, Johnny.
Johnny Peralta, number 21. And the Tigers take a 5-4 lead.
Little fastball, top of the strike zone, and Johnny was up there swinging, and he drilled it. And Duncan has some length. He's tall, but he couldn't get it. Look at the bench.
Twelfth hit of the night for the Tigers is a big one. It's a 5-4 Detroit lead.
That's how you pick your teammates up. Perry went out, had a tough inning, although the one ball probably should have been caught in left field. But they were able to tie the score. But that's what good teams do. Someone picks him up.
Tigers have scored in each of the last 3 innings now. Ball inside to Kelly. Down tonight, a single and a walk.
Must be a little chilly out there tonight. Umpires at second and third all bundled up. Got the gloves on. Jackets buttoned up to the top.
Mid 50s right now.
Playoff weather.
Strike called, outer edge. Kelly is out of there. 1 out.
One more look at the home run swing. Fastball right down the middle, about buckle high. And a lot of times those don't make it to the catcher's glove. I thought Duncan had a chance to catch that ball.
Me too. But it had enough. Strike called on Santiago. Lone walked in the 6th inning. Tries to lay down a bunt, and Pistano came inside. One ball, 1 strike on Ramon. Papa Grande warming up.
You gotta put some in there. Come on.
Two and one. Jackson waiting on deck. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Shattered his bat. Rolled it right to first base. Laporta tags the bag for the out. 2 gone. So it's looking like Papa Grande is going to have a chance to end this season with an opportunity to get another save, which would be his 49th. Jackson has a single in the ballgame tonight. And he takes strike 1. Here's the 0-1. In there for a strike. 0-2. Swing and a miss, and he makes quick work of Jackson. However, the Tigers take the lead, and they will take a one-run edge into the ninth thanks to Johnny. Solo shot is 21st. All right, Mickey, thank you. And there you see it, the Tigers trailing Texas by a game for the race for second place. And we'll see if the Tigers can hold their end of the bargain here by finishing off the Cleveland Indians and hope that the Angels can beat Texas. And Jose Valverde is on now to try and record the save.
Looking for save number 49 for Papa Grande. The opponents are hitting 198 for him, and he's had one of the best years as a closer in the history of the Detroit Tigers.
So it'll be Ezekiel Carrera to lead it off. Jose Valverde trying to protect a one-run lead, 5-4. We're in the ninth. Strike call. Carrera tonight has an RBI triple. He is 1 for 3. Way outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Jim Thome has moved to the on deck circle. Fukudome due next.
Well, when you have that big piece on your bench and you're trailing by one run, you have to use him at some point in time.
Swing and a miss. 1-2 on Ezekiel Carrera. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Soft liner to short. Johnny has it. 1 out. He's going to bring up Thome as a pinch hitter. He's had 1 hit career against Valverde, and it's a home run.
Jim Thome has tremendous power the opposite way. So you have to be careful if you throw him fastballs on the outer edges of home plate. There was a time where he really turned on the fastballs inside, but he was a lot younger. So if you're Valverde, I mean, you might just have to pitch him inside. You might have to.
15 homers this year. Swing and a miss.
And that's exactly what they did on that first pitch. 95-mile-per-hour fastball inside to Jim Thome.
Shift is on defensively. Avila flashing the signals.
Going back inside again.
High and away. 1 ball, 1 strike. Swing and a miss. And it's 1-2. Here comes a crowd of better than 31,000.
Good pitch. They wanted to see if Jim Thome was in a chasing mood. The elevated fastball in the mid-90s, but I think Jim had an idea that Valverde would go up there.
Two balls, 2 strikes. It's 3-2 on Thome.
Might come right back with that same pitch. You don't really worry about walking Jim, to be honest with you. He's one of the few guys that have the kind of pop on their team to really tie the score. So if he's on first base, no big issue. Although they will pinch run for him.
He struck him out. Oh, Valverde feeling it tonight. 2 gone.
Isn't he though? We're going to make that our bell tire pitch by pitch. You have to crowd Thome. He's got power to the opposite field, so you have to make him pull the ball in this situation, and he's gotten older, which means he can't catch up to that Valverde 95-mile-per-hour heater, and he's able to dust him with strike 3.
Two gone. It's all up to Jason Kipnis. Bounce in there. 1 ball, 1 strike. Kipnis in the ball game tonight is hitless, 0 for 4. Here's the 1-1 to the right side, base hit. Kipnis keeps hope alive for the Cleveland Indians, a 2-out single. When the Indians have their 7th hit of this ball game, that's going to keep it going now for Asdrubal Cabrera. Single to the fourth inning, scored a run, 1 for 4 tonight for Cabrera. He now becomes their last chance. Tying run at first base with 2 outs in the ninth. Swing and a miss. 0-1. Everybody on their feet right now, hoping that Valverde can celebrate his 49th consecutive save. Swing and a miss. 0-2. Foul away as Cabrera stays alive. Two-out single by Kipnis has kept it going here for the Indians. He's the tying run. And the crowd getting it cranked up again. And again fouled away. Runner goes, and it just missed. Man. Tying run now at second.
Mr. Foxtrot's is saying good call by Dan Bellino.
No stolen base for Kipnis. Now 1 ball, 2 strikes. Cabrera, and the Tigers win their 95th of the year. Jose Valverde, unbelievable. 49 consecutive saves, and the Tigers still have hopes of opening up at home.
He just kept climbing the ladder with fastball after fastball to Cabrera, and finally was able to throw one by him before he did his dance.
5-4 win for the Tigers. They finished the regular season at 95-67, and now we wait for the Texas-Los Angeles final score. We'll be back with a whole lot more.